Well, most times when you hear this type of thing, there is a news behind it, or there is something behind it.
Mm.
They are not encouraging you for your own betterment. No, it's for their own selfish interest. All these colonial masters.
Okay.
Where we are there when Bokassa was there, the butcher of Bangui. Where we are these people that are coming to talk now, that they're giving them a budget cut. Well, will it improve the life of the people? Will it bring any development in that country? It's just on paper. In reality, they don't want you to grow. David, when they praise you like this, go and check. There is something they are collecting from behind you, and you may not even know, or you may know you keep quiet. Why are they praising him now? Eh? Let them allow Africa to grow, for God's sake. We don't need all these praises. We don't. That's not what we want. This same man now, if you disagree with them now, he become a tyrant.
Mm.
He become a tyrant.
You think that is what this praises is all about?
I mean, what can they praise you for nothing? David, can they praise you for nothing? Do they even want you to exist? These are things African leaders should understand.
Mm.
All this is not necessary. UN is doing this, UN is doing that. Who is the UN and who is America and the other Western allies? Without them, there's no UN now. So what are you saying?
All right then, Barrister, let's move straight to Madagascar, where, as you would recall, the military has taken over in that particular country right now, and as it stands, they have appointed some persons into government. Interestingly, opposition key figures get some posts in this new cabinet. First off, do you think this new cabinet is a new step forward, like towards the major reforms, or a calculated move to sanitize the military rule? Because some quarters have said this is what it's about.
When Bangladesh people took their destiny in their own hands, I was very happy. Yes, at least let that president know that, yes, he is not God.
You mean Madagascar?
Madagascar, yeah, when it happened.
Yes.
Look, I was very happy. So now that the military have taken over, I'm sure the military will have learned a lesson or two from what happened. And they are going to bring a good governance into that country and then hand over as soon as possible so that the civilian administration will be in place.
Well, Barrister, concerns are being raised about the fact that the same military that brought in the former president, who is presently being ousted now, I'm talking about Andre Rajoelina, is the one installing another person in government. Why do you think that happened?
There are military with conscience. David, there are people with conscience in government. When they see what is going on, they will be grumbling, waiting for an opportunity to do something. That's the truth. Most of the time, the same military that sustain this C-type president are the same military that will remove him when the time is due. That's the truth. All of them. Mugabe is the same military. What's it called? Al-Assad in Sudan.
Right.
Same military. So most times it is the military that will sustain him with them in power. And it is the military that will tell, look, your time is up, or go and sit down somewhere.
Well, again, Barrister, the UN has called this takeover as unconstitutional, the takeover of Madagascar as unconstitutional. And of course, they have asked for a return to civilian rule, which again, the present military leader there is saying, look, we're going to have conversations and of course, hand over power. But there are concerns about the fact that, yes, they have decided that this new cabinet will take a 2-month ultimatum to see how best to return the economy into a very stable state. Do you think something can be done in 2?
Of course. They know that they need the civilian place. And that's why they appointed them into place. Because the military can never administer. That's one of the reasons why people they want civilian. But if the civilian is behaving worse than the military, why not? If not, At least they have promised to take the country back to civilian administration.
Right.
Fine. But let the country stabilize. And all those men who kept that country in backwards, they should arrest all of them and prosecute them.
Interesting, Barrister. You just mentioned all those men, and then I just, uncovered as well with this report that this particular military government went as far as including 10 women in this new cabinet shake-up, as it were. Do you think 2 months can be enough to have most of these women rejig the economy and get it back into maybe a stable state, owing to the fact that, yes, it's been crumbled for a while now?
You mean they arrested 10 women?
No, they brought 10 women into this new cabinet, giving them ministerial appointments.
Good.
To making sure that the economy gets back into place.
Good. If they found them worthy, why not? David, the men have disappointed us. Serious, it's time we start making it equal. 50-50. Yes, it's time. And they should make it a law in that AU that every cabinet, every administration, there must be 50-50. Because the men have disappointed us. Is it not obvious? That woman in Tanzania now, look at what she's doing. Arresting all the opposition members. No, is it not what the men taught her? If not the men, will she have the audacity? Will she have the muscle to try what she did? If not for the support of men. You see these men. I don't know how God manufactured them.
Well,
they are full of evil.
Before we get to Tanzania, Barrister, I would like us to just take a peep into Sudan, where there is a major ongoing conflict there with the rapid paramilitary support forces killing several persons. And unfortunately, 5 Red Cross volunteers have died in that particular attack recently. Looking at these kind of unrest in Sudan, Barrister, what do you make of this, and how soon do you think this would have to come to an end? Because the RSF controls territories and kills workers, and this is becoming one too many. Why hasn't the international community waded in and declared them a terrorist organization as well?
I am waiting to hear what the ICC will say on Sudan. Like I've already told you, those actors, those who are leading this war, all of them should be prosecuted and jailed. Because this war is avoidable. It's unnecessary. Seriously, it's all about ego. Ego for what? If you are not the president and the vice yourself, at the end of the day, what happens? Will they take you to heaven? You see, look, when they say somebody is stupid, go and check. Go and check. There is something why people say so, because what is happening in Sudan is unthinkable.
I mean, people who go delivering food.
The latest African independent nation.
Yes.
You couldn't even wait for 1 or 2 years, and now you broke. Whatever small thing they have gained economically, the war has taken it away. That means that country will take 100 years to bounce back from what they have done to themselves. You were fighting the other Sudan, and now they gave you independence, and yet you couldn't manage it. So why would you even seek for the independence in the first place? Why did you seek for it?
Even we're still talking about the main Sudan itself, Barrister. Looking at the fact that the RSF has consistently have several airstrikes in the past couple of days, which again, like I said earlier, killed 5 Red Cross volunteers in that same country. I mean, these are persons who went to give support in terms of food aid and all of that.
I said they will answer for it.
Now, Barrister, is the RSF, the impunity of RSF, a result of global indifference, or are foreign powers quietly backing the rise of these people?
Foreign powers are behind them. That one is for sure. Foreign powers are behind the RSF. If not, where are they getting their supplies? military supplies mostly. Where are they getting it from? There is a foreign power behind them, or these arms dealers, these rogue arms dealers. They are making a killing from that country because they will do their business, supply them arms, and they may be supplying both parties. So I hope you know.
Really?
Yes, one arms dealer. What is his own? You want to kill yourself? No problem. I'll give you the weapon. Don't worry. Just wait. He will go and bring in arms. He will not give this other people 50%. I give this other 50%. Oh yeah, you will go ahead. When you need more, you call me. Meanwhile, he's cashing out in the bank.
Now, Barrister, with this situation in Sudan, some quarters have really questioned the position of the UN, invoking its right to responsibility to protect a doctrine, which is in the UN Act and Charter. But why do you think the UN is still quiet to this point? How many civilians must die for the UN to clearly, at this point, invoke the responsibility to protect doctrine?
You see, when the UN have tried for a ceasefire and you people refuse, what do you want them to do? The principle of sovereignty will not allow anybody, not even America, to enter into Sudan and begin to do stuff. No. It is when the warring parties now get tired and seek for help, that is when anybody can come in on invitation. But for you to come in there, say you want to be, no, nobody will do that. Because of the sovereignty of that state, they won't come in. But I know that at a point, they will get weary. Money will be exhausted, arms will be exhausted, personnel will be depleted. From both sides. Maybe that time they will now ask themselves, what are we doing?
So Barrister, as it stands now, with the killing of these Red Cross volunteers, would that be a tipping point for a new ICC indictment?
But of course, if the UN should threaten them with this killing of volunteer personnel,
yes,
or the country where they come from begin to raise hell, it will make them to think twice. I'm telling you, if the country of origin of this personnel, if they should raise a serious hell, that look, this one you will not get away with it, and begin to make trouble with them. You see, they will wake up and say, "No, what are we doing to ourselves?"
But Barrister, looking at the fact that this consistent battle in Sudan has made about 7,400 persons flee their ancestral homes, how much more would this get to for the likes of the ICC and, of course, the UN take a strong decision?
They will not do anything. They will only place sanctions on those countries supplying arms. They will place sanctions. But sanctions cannot do anything. They may be getting it through proxies. Maybe neighboring countries that are not at war, they will now go and become a go-between. Maybe collect the arms from them, and you won't know than expecting a direct supply to Sudan. That's what is going to happen. So the UN cannot on its own enter into Sudan.
Because they're sovereign states?
Yes, there is sovereignty of the states. There's nothing you can do. But if one of the parties were to invite, maybe the legitimate government of Sudan were to invite them to come and broker peace, maybe you may be looking at it from that direction or from that angle. But you cannot on your own, say because of whatever reason, enter Sudan and tell them to stop fighting. They won't listen to you. They may even kill you.
All right, then let's take this conversation to Cameroon. And at this point, the AU is talking. For the first time in, of course, all other elections, they definitely would have to bring out their findings. And this is what they have come out to say, that there is a major repression in Cameroon as against protesters. Barrister, what's your position with the fact that the AU has come out to say, look, we're condemning it. In fact, the EU as well has come out to condemn repression in Cameroon, particularly on the part of protesters who, again, have been shot by security operatives in trying to disperse them?
The EU and the AU, they are talking too late. What they are doing now, they should have done it many, many years ago, when Paul Biya showed the sign of Sith-tytism. They allowed him, they let him. And this is why the country of Abazonia want to have their independence. The southern Cameroonian, that is close to Nigeria,
yes,
they want to leave, the English speaking, because they are not fairly treated. So go and check, like I keep telling you, the colonial masters are the ones sustaining this thing. As long as Biya is doing business with them, they don't care about your governance.
But Barrister, as it stands, the AU's dual stance is quite a major question here, because on one hand, they are congratulating the president, Paul Biya, on the other hand, condemning a repression of expose. How would you juxtapose this diplomatic contradiction by the AU?
That is what because the observers have, they have validated the election as being free and fair. The observers, EU observers and all that. So will the UN now come and say no? What the observers have reported is not true by condemning the election. They can't do that. They have to. They have to agree with the observer personnel who came to Cameroon to observe election.
Right.
Whatever they are going to say now will be afterthought, maybe in their home countries. But as long as because they don't want to fuel the crisis more. If they should open their mouth and say this election is bad, this and that, that means the opposition will go mad.
But Barrister, one concern in this whole conversation is the fact that the AU has a dual stance. That's the African Union. They have a dual stance. On one hand, they congratulated Paul Biya. On the other hand, they are condemning the repression exercise by security operatives.
That is what
but the EU, the European Union, clearly have condemned that particular act of repression in Cameroon and are calling for justice. From the position of the EU, isn't this what the AU should do, rather than just throw out congratulatory messages to the president, who again, they know from other opposition that election was marred with several irregularities?
They don't want to dabble into that. If you see, the two of them are avoiding condemning the election. The two, both EU and UN. I hope you know.
EU, yes.
They are avoiding condemning the election because it will further cause problem in the Cameroon. But the repression is obvious to everybody. It's very obvious. People are dying. And so they are calling for the government to be what? To be mindful of what they are doing. I mean, that's the normal thing in diplomacy circle. You can't go into somebody's country and then begin to run your mouth, thereby fueling the problem they're already going through. Imagine if the UN and the EU should come out today and issue a statement that, look, this election is nothing to write home about. That this was not an election, these are blah, 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 blah. The opposition will now, they will now double their rioting and their violent agitation. So, I mean, who will you blame at the end of the day? Now, if they say such a thing, there will be more problem in Cameroon.
But Barrister, as it stands, Constitutional Council has never overturned the presidential results, despite decades of irregularities facing the people and, of course, the body. What's your position with these kind of conversation, particularly the Constitutional Council in Cameroon?
The least in the age bracket of those supporting Paul Biya is 85 years. 85, 83, 82, 80. These are the people that are running Cameroon now. So,
or they have other young people who are running with them.
The young ones, they don't have a say. They just put them there for, to fulfill all righteousness.
So that is another reason for the Constitutional Council not to have made any
They won't.
different statements
No,
since.
they are the ones support. They are in fact they are the one running the government. For Biya don't have a say in what is going on around him. He doesn't, seriously. That man cannot be coordinated at that age. So it's whatever they tell him that he may not even know that the riot is going on outside. He may not know. They will tell him. A man at that age, along that each time he goes to France for whatever, they normally carry him on wheelchair or something like that. The man is not even stable health-wise. So how will he now organize or run a country of Cameroon? You see? So it is the people surrounding them that most times support these C-type people. It is the people surrounding. They can't act on their own. They can't. In fact, they needed the man to be there so that they can be doing whatever.
Barrister,
on his behalf.
Officially, 6 persons have been declared dead as a result of the riot in the city, one of the cities of Cameroon, because of this post-election protest. And several others arrested by security operatives, one of which the EU is calling for quick justice if truly these people were arrested on the basis of just protest or because they were just pulling out their own aggression. From your perspective, Barrister, these kind of arrests during protests, what does it lead to?
It's a normal thing. The police are meant to maintain peace and order. And so if there is any disorderly behavior, they should arrest it. Whether it is good or it is not good, it doesn't matter. The fact remains that there was a disorderly behavior. And so whatever caused the disorderly behavior, they are not interested. Their own is to maintain peace and order. Whether the protest is justified or not, their own is to maintain peace and order. That's that's their primary duty. So if they see anybody trying to misbehave for whatever reason, the police have the duty, they are duty bound to, pull you in and then prosecute you.
All right, Barrister, before I let you go, Interior Minister of the same Cameroon, I'm talking about Paul Njay, has said that they would take legal action against opposition leader Issa Bakari alongside Issa Chiroma. These persons have declared different results through their platform. They've called it trying to post-election unrest, trying to put the country in a very dangerous position.
Yes.
Should that particular legal action stand? Where lies the voice of opposition in a government?
You see, it is a very, the first day this man announced the result. That
Issa Chiroma, yes.
Did I approve of it? I condemned it. Because I know the implication. I was even telling you that, look, since you have won, why not wait until the election is exhausted and then you still be the winner if the evidence is there. So why do you go ahead to announce yourself as the winner of that election?
Isn't it fair enough that he goes about talking about it because of the irregularities that he has seen over the decades?
Not that he has announced himself and then the Constitutional Court is saying another thing. You can see, in fact, that's even what caused the problem. That is the main reason why this fight is going on. Look, he should have waited. He should have waited. Paul Biya will not last this term of office. This 8th term, it won't last it because at 99, I mean, what else is left? What else is, so all you needed is, since what cannot be helped should be endured. You even were there when he entered the first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. You didn't say anything. 6, 7, 8. You now wake up and what are you doing after you were in that government before now? You were in that government. Maybe you stole your own money. You stole your own money and now you want to use it to challenge him. That's the truth.
Well, the government has said that they are going to collect several social media videos that was posted by these individuals and, of course, use all of it to prosecute them. That again is still unfounded, anyways, because
When they get to court, they will definitely judge these people for causing problem,
in the country.
announcing an election before the time. They don't have the right to do that. Look, when you want to fight for a right, do it in a positive manner. You announce an election that you have not won. Why? It's a serious issue.
All right, then. Well, we'll keep our eyes on that particular situation and, of course, bring them to you as they progress. This is where we have to draw anchor on the analysis segment of the African News right here on Voice of the People Television. We've been talking with Barrister Darlington Agumon, who is a legal practitioner right here in Nigeria and also a political and public affairs analyst. Once again, thank you so very much, Barrister, for being here.
It's my pleasure, David.
Welcome. We'll take a quick break right now. When we return, the rest of the African news will continue shortly. Please do stay.